back to the Metal Teddy Bear Experience podcast right now. We have special guests online on the video chat right now. We have the band Sifting. What's up, dudes? How you doing?
What's up? How you doing, man?
You guys might notice the other guy in the top. Well, for me, it's the top left. We got Jesse. You got Insid. What's up, dude?
Back again. Let's go. How's it going, guys?
Doing this. So,
how you doing, man?
Actually, yeah, before we do anything, introduce yourselves and say what you guys do in the band.
Hey, what's up? I'm Eduardo. I play guitar and sing.
And I'm Richard, and I play lead guitar.
There we go. Thank you, guys. That's awesome. Because on our, the podcast version, there won't be video, so at least they'll get to recognize your voice with your names. So when you're talking, they're like, I know who that is. I'm so used to doing radio where I'll be like talking about someone's facial, expression or something, and they're just like, can't see it, don't know what you're talking about. I was like, if you see his face in the room right now in the studio, and like people at home are like, I don't know what you're talking about, dude. You gotta stop doing that. But thank you guys for joining us. I always ask people where they're calling from. So where are you guys calling from?
Well, we're in California right now, in Los Angeles. But I am originally from Venezuela in South America.
Oh, nice, dude. You moved here at a young age, right?
No, like in 2014.
Oh, so not young at all.
No.
How was the transition for that? Was it difficult or didn't really matter?
Well, I always loved and dreamed about, moving here, so I was super excited. But of course, like every transition, when you move to a different country, you encounter a lot of things that you never, imagine, like taxes or stuff like that. like you don't like. I mean, I pay taxes in Venezuela, but it's not the same way to do it, or whatever.
It's way more complicated here.
State, all right. Government.
Yeah.
What? Both.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, even parking in the street. I remember one day when I moved here, I parked like looking the other way in the street because I don't, that doesn't matter. Like if you're going like this and you find like, of course people can't see me in the radio, but if you're going in one direction and you want to park in the opposite direction, you have to, make a U-turn and park there, right? But in Venezuela, it doesn't matter. You can just park there facing the other direction. And that's illegal. That's illegal here.
Turns out.
And when I did it, I remember a friend of mine like called me like, dude, you gotta move the car. You gotta get a ticket. I went, what? Why? Yeah, dude, it's strict. Yeah, but I
still do that on my street because mine's not that busy. So I'll still like park the wrong way. Luckily, I've been living here my whole life, so the cops haven't been busting on me or anything.
I still do that too, actually. It's pretty bad. I'm like, should I move it? Get it later. Have a great time. You just gotta hope someone's doing something else illegal down the street. Yeah. And they'll get the ticket and they'll like forget about you because they're so pissed off about the other guy. Like, yeah, that guy, he's the asshole. Don't worry about me. Forget.
And what about you, Rich? Have you been in California your whole life or no?
Yeah. I'm from Long Beach, California, and just been living here my whole life, really. So.
Okay, cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, especially like
because I've been in New Jersey like my whole time on this side, my whole life. 27 years, veteran right
Nice.
crushing the game.
There you go, a little love right there. All right, so let's talk a little bit about the content you guys are pumping out. You guys dropped a pretty awesome record last year with Eclipse Records, The Infinite Loop. I can't believe that, well, not really last year, but it came out in September, which is, we're getting close to being a year away. Has time flew for you? Because I remember when that video dropped, like you guys are shredding like crazy on the rooftop, and now it's like all the way almost like a year later.
I know, it's crazy, man. Thank you. I mean, yeah.
So what was the thing that you noticed was like the best part about recording the record?
I guess for me it was listening to to it the first time, when everything starts like sounding like you had it in your head. Mm-hmm. It's like, oh my God, because we write so many notes and so many arrangements everywhere, like too many. You imagine all these things in your head, and is this gonna sound right? But when you hear it the first time, it's like, oh, that's so good. Because I get so, desperate. I want to hear what I'm what I'm recording. Like, I don't enjoy like recording that much. I just really want to hear what I'm gonna finish recording in
The
1
final
hour.
product.
The product. I want like, oh, yes, that's what it is. Yeah, that's my drive actually.
What about you, Rich?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
Oh, what was your favorite part about recording the album? The favorite part about releasing the record?
I think my favorite parts about creating the album is actual creation part. Is like when everything's coming together, and like he said, you have like visions in your head of, okay, it's gonna sound like this. And at first we just put everything in Guitar Pro, so it sounds like an 8-bit, like Nintendo, Super Nintendo, versions of our songs. But it comes together, and we're kind of like hearing all these possibilities of what it's going to sound like with the real instruments. And it's kind of the same for me. And once the real instruments happen, then it's like this really like very satisfying to hear it. Like, oh yeah, that's perfect.
Better than Guitar Pro for sure.
Yeah.
I can't believe you guys put like the whole like demo, you would say, in Guitar Pro. Like, how much work do you put into Guitar Pro?
A lot.
Everything.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
isn't that tedious?
I mean, I think it's good because once you have the guitar, the tabs already. When you want to sell them, you already have them. That's a good thing of doing that. Also, we're a progressive band, and we're always trying to being faster, being more, technical. And sometimes there's things that, you imagine, but you cannot play still. See, so you just go to Guitar Pro and see, okay, how would it sound if I play this scale or this, like in 200 BPM, something that I can play only in 50 BPM right now. Let's try it, or 35. We just put it in Guitar Pro, and okay, that sounds amazing. Okay, let's do it. And then we have to study a lot, but that's amazing because that pushes our boundaries all the time. I was actually talking with Richard about that yesterday. That when we do that, we push our boundaries and we don't settle with something we can actually play right now. Because sometimes you just want to let's just write this solo. I can already play it and it looks cool. That's it. No, like it has to be like amazing, even if you can't play it right now. But it gets super satisfying when you can actually play it, stuff that you thought it was impossible, 3 months ago. Because sometimes it takes 3 months, and sometimes it takes a year.
That's nuts. That's an interesting approach, though, to do it through Guitar Pro. I don't think I've heard any band do that. I know, like you said, they do it for the tabs, but I never heard them actually do it for like recording or writing the album. That's a really interesting approach.
Yeah, and I think this is the first time we say that somewhere. So yeah.
Headline news, right?
Yeah, breaking news.
There was a few parts in like some songs where we're like, we're never gonna be able to play that. But then, like, upon writing it, we were like, oh man, no. But you just grind at it every day, and then before you know it, you're on Guitar Pro. You can change the percentage of like the speed, so it goes, as low as you want. But as soon as you start getting to 90%, then you're at 100%, and then it's just like you hit your goal, and then it's okay. So what's the next hard thing that's going to come up now?
So rough.
But also with Guitar Pro, you can import the whole session into a DAW too, and it'll kind of have like your whole song mapped out too. Right?
Oh yeah,
we did that a lot. So.
And that's exactly what we do in every time we want to record, we have everything. That's something that all of our engineers always say about us, like, dude, I love you guys because you have your everything mapped out already, because we change like time signatures like every 4 bars, and it's like crazy,
Oh, man.
That way you can and tempo changes a lot too. So
Yeah, metronomes, everything. It's already lined up.
Yeah, and so when we go to the studio with the producer, we already have all that, done. So we just go there and record. That's all we do, and you don't waste time doing maps and for 12-minute songs. That's just crazy. So
yeah.
Well, speaking of production and engineering, you guys worked with Jamie King, who's known for the Between and Better to Me albums. I think he also did. I can't think of the band name right now, but you also worked with Steve Evans too, right?
yeah.
How was that?
Yeah. Oh, dude, he's a beast. This is the third time we work with them. We worked with them for an EP, the Not From Here album, which is our second album, and this one. Like I said, he's a beast. He has all the tricks, all the equipment, and everything that he says is like legendary. Like he had people there, like he recorded Michael Romeo, like he knows all the tricks and everything. And when I'm singing too, he pushes really hard singers, like really really hard, so they can do the best.
Was there ever a time you were just like back off?
Dude, all the time. Yeah, with Steve, it's like that. I love him because, even though we, sometimes we're like, dude, shut up. Because he's like, hey, that sucks. What do you say there? Did you say bean instead of Ben? And I'm like, what's the difference? Bean and Ben? Like, you eat beans, Okay, sorry. I've been. All right, cool. Okay, so it's like, because he works in my pronunciation too, and hit like really high notes and stuff like that. He always pushes me. It's amazing. But yeah, we sometimes like, dude, shut up. I'm like, no, I'm not gonna shut up. I want you to record this shit. Come on, do it. I'm like, all right, let's do it. And yeah, the last time was way better. The first time I was like, I'm never gonna work with this asshole again. And then I was there two more times. I was there 2 more times.
So it sounds like you guys kind of became better musicians after this record was done.
Yeah, for sure. Every time. Yeah.
That's cool, because some people, I feel like some bands, like obviously bands try to push themselves every record and stuff like that, but like sometimes it's more creative. I feel like you guys are doing it in like both creative and like technical aspect.
Yeah, you have to, for sure.
Well, for progressive.
Yeah, never boring or anything like that.
What's something that you guys try to do, like challenge yourselves on this record?
Richie.
Well, for me, like it was everything. Like when it comes to like playing hard riffs and harder solos for sure. And I remember like and also like I write more riffs and Eduardo composes more. And I remember like on Fifth Element, I have like a tapping solo, and actually Eduardo wrote that, and I was like, I wanted him to make me a really cool solo for that, like something that I can't play or anything like that. I think I remember expressing to him to like some kind of like, I don't know, just something crazy, and probably he was already thinking it too. But yeah, like I totally forgot the question, man.
What
That's awesome.
What was the hard thing for this record to do, right? Or something?
Yeah, just playing like a lot of hard stuff that this guy programmed, basically. So that was hard, and I learned a lot from like the way he composes and stuff like that. So yeah, solos were a hard thing for me.
I think the Fifth Element was the hardest thing on this album, because I experimented with this song, because it's a song that's entirely in 5x4 type signature.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I mean, it's usually 4x4 every song, or 6/8. But we just decided we wanted to do a 5x4 song and see how it goes, and quintuplet with quintuplets all over the place, which is a really hard form to play. You have to be extremely precise to play quintuplets because it's 5 beats and one measure in one beat, so it's extremely hard. So it was a challenge for everyone, but once we made it, it was beautiful. Even Jamie King was like, "You guys are crazy with this song." Oh my god, you killed it, or something, like, because it was really
He's the king of prog too. I feel like.
Oh yeah,
like,
he is.
Like, he did all those Between the Bed and Me records, but he also has a bunch of other bands that he's worked with where he's done like Silent Circuits is the band I was thinking of. A lot of progressive bands have worked with him, and his production is like on point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, of course, we know he's a beast, but we thought in the beginning, we were like, does this guy, like, is he gonna know how the quintuplets are gonna be? Like, do we have to tell him that these are quintuplets? He's gonna think it's 16th notes, and then he's gonna, oh my god! And now he knew everything. He's like, he knows everything. He's a beast, man. He's like, yeah, he knows exactly how it's done.
I remember taking like music theory back in high school, and I remember like I was always bad at it. Like Jesse was always like the one who was like a lot better at it than me, and I was just like, I don't know. And Jesse's like, oh, this is pretty cool. Like, look at this, and I'm like, I don't know what you're talking about.
What do you guys play?
I
play drums. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, rhythm dictation was easy, bro. When she got on that piano, she's like, yeah, just type the rhythm out. It's like, got it all day, bomb. And then melodic, that's when I kind of crapped out. I was like, I didn't play I try to learn guitar now, so I wish I was learning back then, because I'm like looking up stuff for guitar, and it's like, I learned all this before. If I just learned it back then, I would have been able to apply it. Because drums, it's like, let me play a Phrygian scale across a bunch of toms that have no notes. It's like there's nothing there. It's like, I was like, oh man, what a bummer. But I was actually kind of curious because I kind of missed it with the Guitar Pro. What version do you guys use? Do you guys use the actual Guitar Pro 5 where it just sounds straight at an N64? Or you guys use like 7 or 8 maybe?
Yeah.
All right, good. That's at least better, because I wrote out a drum tab on Guitar Pro 5 and playing it back, I was like, it sounds like it. But man, it sounds so stupid. God, it kills me.
Yeah, guitar sounds stupid. Yeah.
Oh,
and the funniest thing is the melody of the vocals, because I programmed that there too, and it sounds like ding, 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 ding,
He uses
ding,
a piano.
Ding, ding. Yeah,
oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, because what's up?
Oh no, you go. Continue doing.
Because if you there's a MIDI called vocals, like a sound. I was like, okay, let's use that one, and it sounds like, I'm like, no, what the hell is that? I'm just gonna use a piano, man.
Oh man, dude, it's like, it's always, I always wondered too. I always wondered why bands didn't, because I have a friend who's just like the ultimate like guitar nerd. Like he programs everything in a guitar, the same thing, like, and it's just like, I always wondered why people didn't do it, because I used a little bit of Guitar Pro, but obviously I never wrote a melodic instrument, so I just more did beats and stuff and tried to tab out songs, which is easier because in your head you forget, and then when you type it on paper, it's like, now I can actually forget it. I can move on to the next, and then you just kind of do it. Because I'm a bubblehead. I get it. I'm like, that's a cool thing. Hey, Jesse, play it again. Bro, we'll get back to it. I don't remember it, dude. Sorry. Sorry, dude. Yeah. So it's like, I always wonder why bands, especially prog bands, it just makes sense. Because, like, I know the basics of Odd Time, but when, like, you got, like, break it down, like, Dance of Eternity, watching Mike Portnoy count out each section, and he's just going through all the time signatures, I'm like, I don't know if I could learn that. Like, it just doesn't work like that.
Yeah, exactly.
How'd you guys start learning that stuff? Like, is just from learning, listening to prog, or is it like just one day you're playing guitar and you saw like someone break down how to count 7/8 in like 3/4 or something like that? Like, you're like, how'd you guys like figure that stuff out? You just fall upon it naturally?
And you mean music?
Prog music, like getting into the odd time and the tempo changing really quick instead of just saying in one time signature, one tempo for a whole song.
Okay.
Like, what was your influences on that?
Oh, well, I guess I was. I mean, in the beginning, I started music like when I was 6 years old, and I've been studying music all my life. And at some point when I started writing, it just became natural to me to, when a melody doesn't fit in a 4x4, I just put another, beat in there or one less. And I was always writing like that, even in my first compositions. And at some point, I just, when I listened to Dream Theater the first time, I think, I was like, okay, this is not 4x4. Okay, so it's normal. It wasn't that someone told me, hey, dude, you should write something in 3x4 or make us 7, by 7x4 or something. No, it was just natural to me. And then I saw someone else was doing it, and I was like, oh, that's so cool. And I remember a funny story. I once I was playing, I recorded, and then I played a guitar and harmonized, because I do that in piano. And then, okay, let's do it in guitar. Let's harmonize. And I thought I invented that. I mean, I was like 13 years old. I thought I invented like harmonies and guitar harmonies. And one day I listened to Iron Maiden, and I was like, oh my God.
When did they come out? Was it like this year? I might have them.
Yeah, I can sue him. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it's funny. I mean, I was so little, but yeah, I think it was a natural thing for me. And then when I listened to Dream Theater and bands like that, Rush and stuff, I was like, okay, it's just normal. Okay, let's do it all the time.
So who would you say was like the biggest bands that influenced you?
Richie.
My biggest influences were like Judas Priest. Like I could play
Classic.
most of their catalog in high school, and I liked like Pull Me Under from Dream Theater, but I wasn't really like a prog guy in high school. And I really looked up to like virtuosos. I really liked Andy LaRocque on guitar, and Steve Vai, and I listened to Tony McAlpine and all those 80s guys and stuff like that. And then my friend took me to see Dream Theater in 2014 or 15 for that self-titled album. And that was when I got into Dream Theater. And then I was like starting to like really try to learn like, Under a Glass Moon and stuff like that, like in solos, and started like really trying to push myself hard instead of just, living after midnight, or a Painkiller or something. So, yeah. But those were like all my influences and stuff. And so, in writing in odd meter, at least for me, I don't think about that stuff when I write. I just write it. And when I see like in Guitar Pro, like, oh, this isn't 4x4, like the riff in Critical Affair, the intro riff is like, what is it? 9/8? Yeah. I didn't think about like that it's going to be like a prog riff or anything like that, or like let's make this an odd meter on purpose. Just like it's in your head, and then I just map it out, and it's a 9/8 or something or whatever. So that's kind of it. And then probably just happens subconsciously from listening to like a lot of Rush or Dream Theater or whoever else is we're listening to. So
that's true. Yeah, I feel like when I got into like, what really got me into metal was like Korn, System Down, Slipknot, and all that. It's like everything I was playing was like a bar chord, those chuggy riffs, those low end, like 1-2-1, open chords and all that. So I totally understand that. Or it just comes naturally to you.
Yeah.
And then he heard CAFO by Animals as Leaders, and he shit his pants. It was like, what? That's not what happens. That's not how it works.
So I was saying that you guys had like with the quarantine and all, you guys have probably had a lot of time to write new material.
Yeah, we started writing, and we I've been writing for a while, but like Eduardo's been kind of busy with like documentary and things like that. But we wrote a single together, and I don't know when that's going to come out, probably like in 6 months or something. But it's pretty awesome though. So that's the one thing that we wrote after Infinite Loop. It's what's the title again? Silent
Acquiescence.
Yeah. Silent Acquiescence.
Can you guys pronounce that? Because we were thinking, should we call the song Silent Acquiescence, or people's not gonna know what the hell is that?
Well, if you wrote it out to me like in chat here in Skype, you probably should have did that first and watch me fumble through it. I hear acquiescence, I could hear it, but yeah, I'm a goofball. If I read that, I would have been like, no idea. Bro. That riff though is awesome. The wheel part, that part. Go to that song. Like I wouldn't call it the name.
Yeah. Okay, that's a good a good point of view. Okay.
Like one of the things that
we just might call it snuff or something.
There you go.
Yeah.
Easy.
Cool. Yeah. We just we wrote that and we were thinking, oh yeah, just let's release it in the quarantine, and then we forgot we're a prog band and it's a really hard song, and it's probably gonna be like in 3-4 months when we actually can play those solos and that kind of stuff. But yes, probably gonna be out within 3 or 6 months. Yeah, who knows? But hopefully sooner than later. Yeah.
Of course. Yeah, we're all hungry for content nowadays. We always want new songs, we want new movies, we want new TV shows. Like we want new stuff.
Yeah.
Like we want it now.
And I'm down. Any band I'm into, like Acacia Strain, they just released this EP series. Every EP's got 2 songs, and it's like they've just been releasing every month and a half or 2 months. Given it's just kind of like straight down the line, deathcore in your face. Like so, it's like it's a little bit easier. Obviously, it's not like breaking the mold, but like. I'm down with it. Anytime music, like bands just release more content. But I was wondering, it's like, since you guys did release an album, you did record it farther back. It didn't, obviously, than September 27th. Did like the quarantine, I know like a band, like Every Time I Die, they just finished an album and they're about to finish it. So it's like, they just recorded it now. It's like, so are you guys having problems? Like you guys just made a song, but are you guys going to try to record make a whole new album or EP in the quarantine? Because it's kind of like, there's not an end date, obviously. You don't know if it's going to end next week and we go tour or like September or, whatever. You don't know. Like, are you trying to like write a whole new album, or are you just taking it song by song as you guys just kind of, it just happens, That's actually a shitty way to end the question. Are you guys just letting songs happen, or are you planning on writing a lot of more songs? There you go.
No, just making the assign to Richie so he could do it.
We're writing more songs, but I think right now like Infinite Loop is still kind of like we're still kind of going with that one, so it's it might be a little too soon to like make a new album, but like it's always something that's like the creative process never stops, so it's always going to be kind of like in the back, going, and we'll probably make another song like in another month or something like that. And I don't know, I mean, just kind of depends, but I don't think Infinite Loop is like done yet before we start really focusing on writing the next one.
We haven't toured.
Yeah, well, that's too. It's like that's why I feel bad for bands like you guys. You just released an album, and then it's like, all right, ready to go. Go home. It's just like, all right, but then it's like now you're home. It's like, oh, we can write an album. But it's like we just released an album, so it's like, like Code Orange had happened to you guys. It happened to I think Devin. Well, no, Devin had his album, but he was in the middle of a tour for his album.
Yeah.
Every time he's coming out with an album, they're posting a clips. It's like. Well, and they're a band that goes on tour right at the get-go. They tour for like 2 years straight. They barely even see home. It's like, I guess we're going to have to write a new album. You don't know when we're going to be able to tour. It's like,
I
wonder how bands, especially like you guys, like, now hearing how your process is, it's like, it's like you guys just used all these creative like juices and like made this album you want people to hear live. Oh, well, maybe we'll write another one. I didn't know how like bands like you guys are handling it.
I think there's still some juice left in this album too, and we still got a tour for it, like we said too, and we got some cool stuff coming up for next year too. I think whenever touring starts, which I'm assuming is like well into 2021, but there's some like talks of some cool tours and stuff like that happening.
Do you think you guys will drop like a music video, lyric video, something like that
next week?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah. We're actually, for the song that we were talking about, The Fifth Element, the one is in 5. Yeah, we're releasing in, hopefully next week. I mean, our label told us next week, but Well, they said soon. Well, yeah, maybe next week. I think it's going to be next week. Yeah.
Okay,
awesome.
we'll look forward to that. I think this will drop next week too, so hopefully it'll coincide so it can promote each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Man.
Okay, so there was like a couple things happening now with like, obviously the quarantine and COVID and all that and shows returning. Have you guys checked out the pictures? Because Arkansas actually had their first show. I think it was May 18th, right?
Oh yeah, there was something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Oh man, I didn't wait. They released the pictures? Oh man.
I think, it was Metal Injection. I didn't
Was it
post
packed or what?
No, not at all.
Oh,
Yeah, so they had pictures of people being far away and the first concert, and actually went off pretty well, apparently. So,
Mm.
do
Oh,
you
really?
do you think this is going to catch fire?
Who knows? I mean,
I have no idea.
I have no idea. I mean,
Well, for you guys, because you're such like a music-driven band, it's like very much like you make beautiful music. It's like, do you have like a lot of like crowd, or is it like a crowd that can enjoy it? Like because if you can't mosh, you can't crowd surf. I know a lot of prog people like me. If that Between the Buried and Me 10th anniversary for Great Misdirect comes back around, actually goes through, and I can't mosh, I'm kind of cool with just standing there. I'm good with it, like for 2 hours. So it's like, I feel like it's like prog bands might have it easier where, like, sure, if you're heavier, you want some moshing, but I'm sure, like me, I would be cool seeing you guys just stand there with my little mask and popcorn or whatever they're going to do now. Yeah.
Oh, they're going to try to make money off it somehow,
Yeah.
the mass and all that.
It's crazy. Sell prepackaged meals for some reason. I was like, well, don't you got to take your mask off for that? I was like, that's weird. That was like the purpose.
Actually, apparently there was this mask that like you click
I was
something
just
and it
thinking
opens
about
up.
that.
Yeah, you saw that, right?
So you can eat. I
Yeah.
think I saw a guy pull like a string
oh my
on the
God.
side of his mask, like
like
a
a
puppet,
window.
and then he
Yeah,
eats,
yeah, yeah.
and then he pulls it and it closes.
Isn't
That's
that
awesome.
weird that might become a thing?
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
my God. So many cool guitars out there that you can buy instead of wasting your time with those kind of things.
I'm not gonna lie. I wouldn't mind pranking on someone. Do have a mask? They like flip me off while driving. I just pull the string down, stick my tongue out. Yeah. What the hell is that? Oh wait, no. Yeah, I'm with you though. Gear is awful. How about, are you guys gearheads? Are you guys just like, it's just hard to stop and like not just buy every guitar? You're like, I think I have enough, but that guitar, right? It's probably should buy it. It's like,
Yeah.
because I don't handle it very well.
Oh yeah, me neither. Yeah, I've always been an addict. Yeah, at some point I had like 50 pedals or something, and I was like, nah, this has to stop. I gotta sell. I gotta start
There's too
selling
many.
all this stuff. Yeah. I just started selling guitars and pedals and stuff. But yeah, I used to have like a lot of guitars and a lot of everything. Now I only have ESP guitars, and that's all.
Yeah,
Yes.
CSP. There we go. That's I
Yeah.
have like the former Max Cavalera signature guitar, the one that looked like an X.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the one I have that he didn't put on the last two strings for the high, the high E and B, which I laughed so hard. I was like, no way, he actually does that. And they used to send him the guitars without the strings on it because he told them like I don't want it. So I thought that was really cool. But mine's not the camo one like his was. Mine's like a clear paint finish. I'm really bad at like specifics for guitar, but yeah, it's like a clear coat,
Yeah. Me too, man. Don't worry.
The
I'm
one that
probably the least knowledgeable on technical, like tech stuff in the band. So
Yeah, as long as you can play, right? That's all that matters.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of awesome. Well, if that's true, if that's the case, do you suffer from the gear stuff, or you just get a guitar? It's like, it sounds good, bro. I don't know what else to tell you.
Dude, I could count on one hand how many guitars I've owned in my life. Like, yeah.
I'm jealous. I'm
Yeah, I haven't had a lot of gear in my life. I actually got my first like head like in this band when we got endorsed with Angle. I was like, oh, okay, well, I'm gonna invest in a head now instead of having like a little like practice amp at home. Because when I got in the band, then I was like, okay, I gotta get a real rig now.
Yeah,
And
of course.
I didn't know how to put together like like we have a controller for all the pedals and stuff like that. And I was like, dude, I don't know how to do any of this stuff. Like Eduardo, like seriously taught me how to like set up gear and stuff like that. Even the most basic stuff. So, I mean, I'm not like super savvy with that stuff, but I learned.
I remember my cousin gave me his pedal and he's like, oh, you got to put the jack into here and then the jack into the other. I was like, wait, what are you talking about? I thought I just went into the amp. I'm like, I thought that's what you had to do. And he's like, no, this goes in here and this goes in there and that goes in the guitar. I was like, oh, okay. And I still haven't used it.
I felt like that Kirk Hammett video, that one where he's like he's like, you're sweating. Yeah, no kidding, I'm sweating. You know that one?
Is that from the documentary?
Yeah. And Eduardo's like, dude, you just do this. I'm like, dude, I did it like 5 times. It's not working, man. And he's like trying to like teach me, and it was hard for me to learn that stuff. I'm super bad with it, but yeah, not anymore.
I'm not envious of that stuff, man. As a drummer, I'm like a caveman. Like I haven't been able to play acoustic kit anymore, so I got an electric kit, and just Googling a simple answer. I'm like, how do I do this with this? And they're like, dude, there's like 20,000 ways. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know.
Exactly.
Like, oh man, I wish I had an Eduardo just to come in. He's like, hey, I'm here, bro. Just turn around. It'll be fixed by the time I leave. You're good. Thank you.
So before you guys mentioned having working on a documentary, can you like go a little more detail into that?
Oh yeah, sure. Yeah, I just thought at some point, like 2 months ago, I was like going through like, you know, like some kind of reconnection, you know, state with people. Like I've been like, you know, I wanted to start like writing to people in the past, you know, like reconnecting with family and stuff. Actually want to, yeah, like that kind of stuff. And it just occurred to me, you know, I've played with like 22 musicians in this band since it started. You know how it is. So I was just like, yeah, let's just reconnect. And then I started like, oh, what if I do like an Instagram video, like just, you know, just to talk about these guys and, you know, like kind of like, yeah. And at some point, it just became a documentary. It just became, because I started talking with people and like, hey, would you be down to, you know, to send a video talking about the band or stuff like that? And all of a sudden, like really big people from the industry started saying yes. And I was like, okay, this is not an Instagram video anymore. This has to be a documentary, you know, because we have people like really important from the industry, and I want to keep a secret, but yeah, but it's going to be really amazing. I think we're talking about, you know, the struggle of, you know, being a musician from another country and coming to this one, and, you know, and being a musician here in the States too, and the history of the whole band, and, you know, the whole process, you know, how to enjoy the journey and not just being focused on the goal. Like that kind of stuff, you know, I think it's going to be really cool. And, you know, yeah, that's much about it.
I think that's awesome. Cool that you said that you're enjoying the journey and you're not just focusing on the goal. Like, because I feel like a lot of people, like, it's like a grind, and some people actually don't enjoy most of the steps to get there. They just get there, like, thank God it's over. But it's kind of cool how you said you have to enjoy what you're doing and enjoying getting at the goal. That's really smart.
Yeah, exactly. That's actually the whole thing that's the main thing in the documentary. That's what we want to get. That's where we're going to get, you know, like, because, you know, most people, including me, of course, we're always thinking, you know, like I said before, like I'm recording and I'm not even enjoying the process of recording this note and this note. I'm just like, how it's going to sound, you know, and when you see like you lost the whole thing, you know, you just like lost the whole moment, and, you know, even the struggle is important to, you know, to just live it, because next time, you know how to handle it again if you have to live it again, or you just learn from it and you don't have to go through it again, you know. And dude, the process of a musician of becoming, you know, sustainable, you know, like starting making money is extremely painful and long, you know, unless you're, you know, super connected, you know, you're and not even like if you're connected, you still have to connect, and you still have to say hey, and you still have to learn the songs. You still have to be, and nowadays you have to be, not only a musician, you have to be a producer. You have to, be a videographer. You have to know how to edit music, how to edit video. You have to know everything. It's not like in past times. Just learn the guitar, go to Whiskey a Go play, and someone's gonna say, "I love you." Yeah, let's just sign a deal, and that's it. And, I put a cigar and I just play,
Here's Coke.
No, dude. Let's just do Coke.
Coke and dreams, bro. That's all it is.
Like if you see nowadays, no one is doing Coke. Like all these musicians, if you do Coke, you can't press the record button in the in the video, in the camera, and then go and play, and then I have to stop the camera. You have to be on top of all these things at the same time. So it's like, all that has changed so much, and now you have to do so much stuff, and I think you have to, a big part of the process is enjoying it, because if you don't even know if you're gonna make it. You don't even know if you're gonna make money out of this at some point, and really say like, okay, I can rest in my house, and while I'm making all this money. You don't know if that's gonna happen. So, but I just enjoy the whole process, and and if it happens what you want to, if you really want, then awesome. I remember, am I talking so much?
I just want to say, you're saying cool stuff. You're not just saying like.
Yeah, I'm just saying one more thing. I remember watching, because I'm a fan of John Mayer. I know that's good, but I'm a fan, and he was saying once, I'm here in his documentary, because I even bought his documentary. So he was saying in his documentary, like, I won all these Grammys, and I've done all these things. I've been number one. I've been doing all this stuff, and I'm here watching the Oscars, and I want to be there. I want to win an Oscar. I want more. You always want more. That's our nature, right? So if you wait for you to make it, or the goal, you're just gonna be unhappy your whole life. So you just have to enjoy what you're living, and try to enjoy it, because it's really hard. But yeah, that's the whole thing about the documentary. Hopefully no one steals that idea.
Do you guys have like a date when you think you're gonna be dropping it, or is that too early?
Well, I was thinking like in 2 or 3 months, but I'm still getting a lot of footage from people. I mean, I'm really grateful, because I've been receiving footage from more than 40 people, and like everyone's talking from 8 minutes to 40 minutes to 30 minutes. So it's a lot of footage that we have, and we just have to listen to every word, because the documentary is shaping itself. At some point, I thought it was going to be about something, but then people, when they talking, you be like, okay, let's go there. Let's go, because people is going there. Okay, so it's really impressive. Like it shapes itself. So I think it's really nice, but at the same time, it's a lot of work. So we don't know when it's gonna be ready, but hopefully by the end of the year or next year. Let's see if we can make it.
Do you think you would just put it up online like a digital release, or would you want to actually get like a physical copy, like a physical booklet and stuff?
I'm not sure. I mean, I'm talking already with people to try to make it in in Netflix or something like that.
That's cool.
But so
yeah,
cool.
yeah. I gratefully I have some people. I know a lot of people. I've been doing this for 14 years, and I know people everywhere, and I'm trying to see if they can help me at least get there so they can see it, and if they like it, maybe we have some luck. But yeah, it's like that. I mean, I still have to wait for people to see it and see if they want to put it like in one of those big chains. And if they do it, they decide the release. So that's the thing.
Well, Netflix would be a huge platform, dude. I'm rooting for you.
That would be awesome, man. That would be awesome. We're trying, man. We're doing all we can to make it. Yeah, I mean, we really want people just to see this, because I just think it's so important for musicians to, know this as soon as they decide, I want to be a musician. Most people heard it, but you have to kind of like, make it conscious. Yeah. So, So we just want to help with that.
Well, it's kind of crazy. Like, how many bands do you see like get big and then like the drummer or the guitarist leaves like after the first album's recorded? They're like, apparently it sucks. Like, I didn't know. Like, you just work all that way. They're like, oh, now I don't want to do it. Like, it's cool when you're at home, you travel like an hour and you're back. It's like, no, now we got to go to California from Wisconsin. Like, now we got to go to Florida. Then we got to go. It's like, oh, this sucks, bro. I just wanted to like play, drink, and then like go to work and then come back. It's like, it's not that, bro. It's so much more. Like, I'm like, I always felt so bad. Like, hopefully your documentary helps with that too. It's like, because I've always wondered, like, I guess, like, I don't know if it's luckily or not, but it's like, I always wondered, like, if I just like randomly got to that point and it's like, oh, why was I found out? Because like every kid or every person that plays an instrument, like, yeah, dude, I want to be like that. It's like, do you though? It's like, I always wonder, imagine that you get your dream. It's like, oh, this is not my dream at all. Apparently it's like,
oh yeah. Yeah, dude, it happens. Like, it happened. Oh, yeah. It happened to me like in the second record. I had all these guys with me, like the whole band. Like, we just recorded a great album, the second album, The Not From Here. And when we got our first U.S. tour, like, it was like massive. I mean, for me, it's massive. I'm coming from a little town, and I know I didn't say this, but I come from a little town, and everything I could get there was Metallica and Slipknot. Like, you don't get like Between the Bird and Me and the Contortionists, of those kind of bands. Like, you don't get that in those little towns. So what was I saying?
How different it was going from like your little town to touring the whole U.S. and whatnot, and touring the.
Yes, exactly.
There we go. We're back.
There you go. Connection. So it was my first U.S. tour, and then all this guy said, "No, dude, this is not my thing." And I'm like, "What?" The drummer was like, "No, man, I think I want to just do music for commercials, stuff like that." Because, when you said let's go on tour, I was like, "Nah." And then the bassist said, "Yeah, dude, I think I want to be a doctor or something." I was like, "What? Dude, you're so talented. Really?" "Yeah, I don't know. I'm a mathematician or something." I was like, "What? And the guitarist, he went with me, but during the tour, he said like, "Dude, I don't think this is my thing." And he just started writing music for commercials too. Like, the whole band left. And there was no problem at all. Like, we were okay, we're super friends and everything, but it's just like they just encountered that wasn't a thing for them, touring and girls and drugs, and no, just kidding. That doesn't happen anymore.
The girls we have to have sex with, but we don't want to. We do it all for you guys.
Yeah, exactly.
We're
all. When was that?
What tour? Yeah, what time? What day? What year was that?
What day exactly?
It was 2015. Yeah, it was our first U.S. tour.
Who'd you play with?
Yeah. We went. What was the name of the band? I forgot, man. It was someone that was from a band, and he just started like doing his own thing.
Oh, was it Portnoy?
Or Jeff Loomis?
Because you guys didn't you guys do a tour with Portnoy's band?
Yeah, we did that. Yeah, but that was
cool.
Later.
That was later. Yeah, I forgot the name. Sorry, but yeah, it was a really cool tour. But that's how it is, man.
You guys like got struck with it too. So that's what I'm talking about. That's insane to me, because it's like, I don't know, I'm just doing it at a very small level in my little home and just jamming with little people here and there. I couldn't imagine just going to a show and a guy's like, "Nah, I'm not feeling it tonight, dude. You figure it out, dude. I hope you have a great show." I'll be like, "What?"
Oh,
no. I'll be like, I couldn't imagine, especially getting a gig. I'd be like, I gotta find another guy. Like I gotta find a rich that just can shred and just know this stuff. Like, great. Like, it's like, it always amazes me. Like, I forget there's 8 billion people on the earth, so I guess there's a lot of people that are into stuff. I'm like, there's like 5 shredders in the world. How do I find one? Like,
I feel like it must have been harder for you guys to find someone that plays like the time signatures and stuff you guys play, right?
I mean, the hard thing is not finding good musicians, because there are a lot of musicians. It's just, in my case, for example, you come with 10 songs, are over 6-7 minutes, progressive and all this stuff, and people that's actually good at their instruments, they're actually composers, and they're always doing their own thing, because they don't like, dude, it's 70 minutes of music that I have to learn. That's not mine. That's not the way I would do it. That's not the way I would play it. Do I have to play his solo? No, thank you, man. I'm doing my own thing, Like, people that's actually really good at it, they have their own songs, their own style. So it's really hard to find someone, that's not, in their own project or doing something. I mean, I was super lucky with Richie, because he had all these songs written already, but he wasn't in a band at all. So we could connect. It was, it was a good time thing.
Did you find each other on Craigslist? Because I found out that's a way bands keep finding each other. I didn't know that.
We're 2 out of 3, I think, right now.
No.
No Craigslist.
Like, Guitar Center, Flyer. Nah, Craigslist, dude. It's like, cool.
Yeah, we got 2 bands back to back that said that. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
But how'd you guys find each other? You just like friends, or was it like Guitar Center, Flyer?
Just say it, Richard. I've been talking for the past
I was
30 minutes.
Sure.
My man.
The guy that was in the band before me, who writes for commercials now, he asked me, because backtrack a little more. We all went to Musicians Institute in Hollywood,
Really?
and so all of us, but I think a couple of the guys that are, Ed, you and Winston went together, right? See, I saw Winston around the school, and I'd be like, "Who's that purple hair guy?" But I didn't know him though, or anything like that. He always showed up to all the prog clinics and stuff. But and Joey, I never met him before, and I had never seen Eduardo before. So we all kind of went at separate times, except for Eduardo and Winston. And then Chris Eklund was the guitar player for Sifting, and he just told me one day, dude, do you want to go on tour and play on tour? And I was like, yeah, of course. And then he was just like, well, if you want to tour in my band, I need to take some time off or something like that. And he's like, if you want to fill in for me and go on this play for a week in Texas. And I was like, sure. And I think that was I didn't know it at the time. I just was like, oh, he's coming back, whatever, but this will be fun, experience. But I guess that was kind of his way of going here, Eduardo, here's a guy in my place. So, I have, and nobody, so, but that's how we all met. Yeah. And Chris is a super cool guy. We're all friends with him and stuff like that. And, but I didn't know Chris because of a class. I just heard this guy shredding some Steve Morse stuff. He's got crazy alternate picking, and I was like, what is that? And I just peeked. There's a little window in the door, and I looked inside, and this guy's shredding and stuff. So, and I'm not super outgoing, but since I had I'm in this school and stuff, and I was like, well, I'm just gonna ask people and try to connect the best I can. And I felt so out of place, but I was like, dude, you're super good. You want to jam sometime, and we jammed from 9 p.m. till like 1 a.m. at school. And then, yeah, and it was like a total date, and I dropped him off at his house and everything.
Kiss.
Yeah.
That's a great way to describe it.
Yeah, but that was how I met Chris Eklund. And then, we just kind of like, stayed in touch and stuff. And then he asked me about Sifting. And the other funny thing too was like he invited me to go see them play at the Viper Room, like way before, way before he asked me to come in the band. I think it was like 2015 or something like that, because I was still going to MI. And then I went to the show, and I saw Sifting play Alone, and I was like, man, that is like a little mini Dream Theater song right there. And I thought it was a really cool song, and I really liked the song a lot and stuff. And I was looking at Chris up there, and I was like, he got a cool band, man. That's awesome that he's like in this band. I wish I could be in a band like that. And then,
you are.
And then I got in that band.
And now it's mine.
It's just funny how it played out like that. So, but that's how we all met right there. And then Winston was auditioning to be a guitar player before me, and then I don't know what happened, but I guess Ed knows that story. And then Winston knew Joey, and so Joey came with us to open up for Tarja in Ecuador. So
awesome.
He stayed.
Man, I didn't know you guys went to MI. Like, that actually makes it a lot. Okay, I guess I don't feel as bad for you guys. You guys just have that infinite pool of people. It's like, all right, we'll find somebody. I was just like, awesome, MI, man. No wonder you guys are sick. Yeah. Like, jeez.
Well, crazy. I mean, dude, like, I was mostly a self-taught guitar player, and I played guitar for like 10 years before going to MI. Oh, wow. And so I just like struggled and watched YouTube videos of my favorite players and stuff like that. I didn't get formal lessons until like 4 years into playing, and I had like someone teach me a cage system on guitar, and that was like kind of opened up the neck for me, and I wasn't in a box anymore. But I mean, I was like still playing like Kirk Hammett solos and like the same Judas Priest solos and stuff like that, so I mean, even in MI too, I'm not like a theory guy, It was really hard for me to learn that stuff. So, for these guys though, I think MI was more like helpful to them. For me, it was like, man, this is freaking hard. So,
well, that like probably was like a shock, because I can't imagine, like, luckily again, like caveman drums, like there's not a lot of music theory, like, oh, name these like things. Like, there's a lot of like theory for drums, but I can't imagine being a shredder and then some guy just like breaks it down and you're like, I don't even know the words you said, but thanks, bro, it was awesome playing it. He's like, no, just this and that. It's like, man, so did you just get like some chops, or did you just like go out in 1 year out the other and you just got better, like you said, the cage system? Or was there anything else? Was it like, did you learn from the MI, or was it just a cool way to meet people almost?
I went there purely to like be around people that had the same goals as me, which even at that school, ironically, there wasn't a lot. Oh, so wow. Yeah, but for me, it was like before MI, I only knew, I knew some notes on the guitar. I could find notes on guitar and stuff like that, but I didn't know what a mode was or anything like that. And when teachers started talking to me about that, and I knew the sounds because, I listened to the music, and they're like, this is what that sound is. You're listening to this right here. This is that mode and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, all right, is that good? And stuff like that, and I mean, then I had to like learn like what the modes were and stuff. And that was like unlocking some hidden secret or something for me. Like, I just was a total like beginner, so I mean, MI was like about learning theory and networking with people. So awesome. Yeah, it was hard for me though, because just also reading notation, like standard notation, that was hard for me. And I think I make it harder on myself too, because I don't like to study that much. So,
Yeah, no one really likes doing that.
yeah. So it was I really had to force myself. And then and at some point I just stopped caring too about the grades, because I'm just like, no one's gonna care that I got an AA in Musicians Institute. Okay, what are you gonna do? Like work a construction job or something? It's like no one's gonna care about that degree unless you're gonna go to college or something like that, or like a university. And I wasn't gonna do any of that. I just was like, I just want to make original music, So I just took what I can out of it, and then I started learning the stuff I wanted to learn, and then I just kind of breezed by the grades of like, I have to pass this and blah, blah, blah. So I just did what I had to do. And I learned the stuff I actually really wanted to learn. I still didn't graduate the school, though.
That's all right. Neither did Chad Smith. Ray Luzier of Korn said that. He's like, yeah, there's a sick guy, Chad Smith. He like crushed everything. He came to class with us like, yeah, I'm not coming back. There's this band, Red Hot Chili Peppers. I hope it works out. And he's like, yeah, I hope it works out for you too, bro. And it's like, what? It's like, all right, cool.
Yeah, he actually did a clinic, and I think he was playing for like some fusion band. He's in like Bombastic Meat Bats.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They were cool, and he played and he gave his story and everything at the clinic, and I was like, oh, that's cool. But yeah, I mean,
it's kind of crazy.
He was pretty like rebellious though to the school in his story. Mine was just like, I just can't come back, so I'm not gonna worry about it. Whatever.
I got a cool story about that clinic though. He was playing, and he was talking on the microphone, and someone said, "Will Ferrell."
Yeah.
And he was like,
"So you were there at that one?"
Yeah.
Oh,
and he said,
shoot.
like,
see, we were there together. I didn't even know.
And he said like, "Fuck this," and he left.
Yeah.
And dude, people from the school had to go and get him and convince him to go back.
Oh, wow.
And people were like, let's just try to, please come back. And then he came back like 6 minutes later, and he was like, who said that? Who said that?
He like singled the guy out and everything.
Yeah.
I think this
Wow,
is on
that's
YouTube, right?
the guy was like,
yeah, I think this was online. This sounds really familiar for some reason.
Yeah.
I think it's there.
Yeah, I gotta look it up too, man.
Yeah, look, it was so funny.
Wow.
Man. I was like, oh, that hurt.
Well, speaking of funny things, we have a nice little segment for you guys. It's called the 3 Random Silly Questions segment. So we're going to have fun with these right now. So the first one up, I think I always get great answers on this, and you both can share your own stories as well. But what was the best tour prank you guys witnessed? It could have been something you saw or been a part of.
Oh, yeah. Me.
Me.
I always go with my phone and record people when they're showering.
Wow.
and I just I aim for the dick. I was like, okay, where are the guys? I didn't ask you in the beginning of the. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I always record with a cell phone, and at the end of the tour, I'm always like, dude, if you say this to me, I'm just gonna share this shit. And then everyone started recording everyone, so we all had
a Google Drive of dicks.
Yeah, like if you do this, I'll post it. I'm like, all right.
Oh,
we all have videos in our. Yeah, my wife actually was working on because I do backups and all the photos, and she was doing a backup. It was December 2017, and she was looking at the tour photos. I'm like, no way. There's a bunch of videos of naked guys. What the fuck is that? Like, that's us.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
What happens on tour stays on tour.
That's not anymore.
Yeah, right.
Out of freaking whack. It's like, hey, dude, we're all just gonna blackmail each other. It's like, well, he's got my dick 3 times, I got his twice. We need another one. Make it even. Just amount of damage to each other.
So
That's
bad.
probably one of the best tour stories I've heard. Oh, Prince stories. That was awesome.
Oh my god.
Rich, you got anything?
Well, it's kind of along the similar lines. Like, I remember the first tour I went on with Eduardo, which was to play in Texas when I was filling in for Chris. And like, it's all good, you know, we're like just arriving and stuff. And then Eduardo goes and takes a shower. And then, you know, everyone's chilling. You know, like we had a different drummer before Joey, so he was laying on his bed, and then I'm laying on my bed, and then another guy was there filling in for bass, and Eduardo just comes out of the shower, and you know, whatever, he's got his towel on, it's no big deal. We're all guys, whatever, right? But then he starts screaming like, ah! and rips his towel off and goes and jumps on the drummer.
Oh my god.
And that's like been
It's so
the
funny,
thing.
dude.
It's been the thing ever since, man. Like, okay, and then it just became so regular where I'm like, okay, everyone's watching out because we get in a new hotel and this guy's gonna get naked and jump on you or something. So I don't know. I don't know what it is.
God.
It's so funny. Just looking at the reactions.
Any chance he gets to take
They're-
his pants off, he
They're
does it.
just on the phone. And I was like, what the fuck? It's so funny, man. And I always do it with my cell phone on, of course, because I need to see it later.
Is that going to be in the documentary?
Oh man.
For sure.
They're
Nah,
like
just kidding.
doing a photo shoot in the snow somewhere, like in Nebraska or something. And then this guy comes out of the van and he's like half naked, just running around. Anytime he gets to be naked, he does it.
I love it, man. I'm always naked in my house. Look at this.
Stop him!
Oh, that's so
Dude,
great.
screw the documentary. Make a coffee table book. Just like a collage of it all. My touring stories told by Eduardo. Just all,
It's his signature.
oh
Yeah.
my god. That's
Yeah,
so
awesome.
good.
How do you think I managed to keep all these guys for 2 years in the band? If
Oh.
they leave, I already told them.
That's so
Yeah, you said something you wanted a garden. Not today, bro. Snip, snip. Oh, leave. Sorry.
good.
What in the hell? I didn't think that was going to happen. Though, yeah, we threw shaving cream in some dude's face. He got
Yeah.
pissed down the street for an hour, but he came back. It's a
The
great
banana in the tailpipe.
Yeah, me either, man. Trust me. It just became normal. And I don't know how that became normal, but it did.
Oh, dude.
All right, question number 2. I don't know how we're gonna top the first one, but which TV show does your band relate to the most?
Oh, Jesus. I don't watch TV.
Me either.
Maybe,
Okay.
well, I don't know.
You could change it to movie if that helps.
Well, it has to be something on HBO because of all the nudity. So, like, right?
No, that's Cinemax.
Game of Thrones.
It's just we need 1 or 2 more swords, and we're basically Game of Thrones.
I mean, Rich kind of looks like Jon Snow right there. Cut the hair a little bit shorter.
Get it?
Yeah.
By the way, we really need to get another pick, or he's going to take over. All right, we got to get the power balance in order.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
All right.
That's great.
Question number 3. What's your biggest pet peeve while on tour?
Oh, man. There's a lot of those.
What is that? Sorry, I'm from Venezuela.
Oh, pet peeve? It's like something that annoys you. So, like, man, I'm rich, eats Twinkies, he always fucking farts. I don't know, it's fucking annoying.
Oh, dude.
Eduardo always runs at me naked. It's really annoying.
There's a lot of
Okay.
things, especially when you're in a
Okay.
band with 4 guys for a month.
Yeah, stinky feet. Yeah.
Oh,
I
man, stinky
guess.
would be the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
man,
first, Eduardo.
Yeah, you. Yeah, that's not fair.
So I rock the
guess-
sand.
Yeah, I think Winston and Joey stinky feet. And I don't know.
You got snoring.
Yeah, Richard. Dude, every time we're gonna go on stage, he's like, dude, I think I can't do this, man. This is, dude, my hands are like frozen. I'm too cold. Like, I don't know, man. I think I'm gonna screw up. These songs are too hard, man. This is, dude, no, man. We should write easier songs. Like, he starts saying stuff like, what the hell are you saying, dude? You're an amazing guitarist. And then he goes, plays perfectly, and then he's like, dude, it's so awesome. And I'm like, okay, remember this moment, please. Tomorrow, don't say you're going to suck. You're just going to do fine. You're amazing. All the people, every time we finish a show, it's like one of the first things people tell us, dude, your guitarist is John Petrucci. Like, every time. Like,
huge compliment.
I'm like, okay, let me guess. He's John Petrucci. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah, people always say that. You see, Richie, don't feel bad. Yeah, at some point, I was like, nah, dude, you're annoying me. Yeah, I think, yeah.
That or probably the gear, too, because whenever there's a gear malfunction, I'm like, dude, come check out my gear. He's like setting up his vocal stuff and his guitar stuff and getting ready for sound check, setting his in-ears up and everything. I'm like, dude, but this amp is not working. It's not working. And he's like, okay, click. Okay, there you go. It's just that one button you have to push, dude. Okay.
Oh, man.
Nah, that doesn't annoy me. It's like, that's normal. It's part of the thing.
Wow. Dude.
Well, I
think that was the best 3 random questions ever, honestly.
Yeah, right?
We're running
out of time now. So before we let you go, do you guys have anything you guys want to add? Anything you want to mention for your fans out there?
Well, just stay tuned because we're going to be releasing, like we said before, single soon. The song, The Fifth Element video, is going to be out probably next week. So that and, yeah, just wait for next year, dude, because there are going to be a lot of shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2021. Year of shows.
Yeah, we just signed with a booking agency. Like
nice.
last month. Super cool. And yeah, we're so excited because you guys are going to see this album live for sure.
There you go.
Yeah.
Can't wait for you guys to stop by New Jersey.
I'll definitely stop by with my mask, my yardstick to keep people away. Just chilling out. Apparently keeping you away. Just stay away, Eduardo. We talked on the phone once. Okay.
When you don't see them, that's when you have to be most aware.
Where'd he go?
That's actually true.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are awesome, though. Thank you so much for doing the interview. That's awesome.
Thanks for having us, man.
All right, and that was Sifting. We had Eduardo and we had Rich, the guitarist, the front man, the awesome guys right there. They had some really great answers for the random
awesome
segment. That was awesome. That was a lot of fun.
Oh, those guys are great. I'm so excited. Like, honestly, like ever since, you kind of invited me on, we started doing this, you started doing this podcast. It's awesome. So far everybody's been a banger. It's crazy. It's just like how many bad interviews.
Answers.
Well, it's like how many bad interviews I've watched online where like the person's so uncomfortable and the interviewer, so it's like, you like candy or like that song's pretty cool. It's like, yeah, I know. Everyone asked this. Thank you. It's like everyone, everyone seems to be enjoying it, and I'm enjoying it thoroughly. Like these guys were awesome.
Oh, definitely.
And their music's awesome too. So
yeah,
definitely a pleasure.
I was expecting, kind of tame answers to the random silly question segment, and they just blew it away.
Wow. Yeah, Eduardo went off, and it was awesome. I loved every second of it.
So yeah, guys, make sure you check out their album. It actually came out back in September, which blows my mind that it came out that long. But it's called The Infinite Loop, Eclipse Records. You can find it on basically every platform that has music. So check it out. And it was produced by Jamie King, so you know it's going to be good. All right, Jesse, you want to drop your little socials for your React videos?
Yeah, I gotta have a list next time. Yeah, no, so it's just Insid on YouTube, Insid on Twitch. Actually, I got my own YouTube link. It's like youtube.com/c/Insid1. It's annoying. It should have been easier, but whatever. That's what they gave me. It's better than a bunch of letters and numbers. So, Insid on Twitch, like I said, I'm trying to stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I will tweet obviously, when I do any other days, obviously. So, and YouTube reactions basically every day except for maybe Sunday. I've been basically doing every day except Sunday. And Instagram, I think, is Insid Stream, and so is Twitter. Twitter's Insid Stream. So, yeah, it's awesome. Yeah, come on by, hang out. I'm gonna have these guys. I'm gonna have these guys out the same day the podcast is. That's what we do, So, pretty good times.
Hells yeah. And remember, guys, I'm still doing my radio show with WMSC, 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair.
Upper Montclair.
Yeah. So that you can find those shows on mixcloud.com/MTB Experience. That's where my radio show will be uploaded to. But if you can't listen to it, it's Tuesday, 7 to 10. You listen to it iHeartRadio or WMSCradio.com. The fun stuff there. But again, that'll all be in the description down below. See, I pointed.
Smash that like button, dog. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell for that hot content straight out the oven every Thursday with Metal Teddy Bear and the fat guy in the beanie. Now let's so stupid.
Well, you know what's funny? If you guys want, I actually got people recommending like, oh, you should have this so and so on there. Someone recommended Metallica to have on the podcast. So if you're listening,
it's doable.
If there's someone you want on the show, just write in the comments.
Oh yeah, also yeah, and anything you think about, what you liked, what was your favorite part, any of that stuff. Yeah, it's great. Hit the like button especially. That's also awesome. Share with your friends.
All right, my friends. Until next time. Peace.